Communication is vitally important to the operation's success, and more importantly, to the safety of all those who are working, especially in a fast-paced and hectic place like a kitchen.
When you arrive for work in the morning, make sure that you are washed and prepared for work. Bringing in bacteria from the outside by not washing can be extremely dangerous to the patrons of the kitchen. Also, ensure that your clothes are clean and include the following: non-skid closed-toed shoes, long pants, a shirt, head and facial coverings, as well as an apron.
It's vital that the kitchen stays clean for sanitary food purposes. Individuals should work neatly, keeping debris off work surfaces and off the floors. When a task has been completed, the area and equipment should be immediately washed, rinsed, and sanitized for both equipment and for in-place station areas.
When moving around the kitchen, there are some important words to keep in mind. When passing someone, it is considered necessary to politely tell the person behind when you're passing. Kitchens are often noisy or filled with people that have heavy, sharp items. We want to make sure everyone is safe and everyone is aware of what's going on around them. When passing someone while carrying a knife, it is considered to say sharp. This will alert your fellow workers that you are behind them and have something like a knife that you are carrying. Equally, when you are carrying something hot, such as a pan from the stove, you can alert others by using the word hot. This will allow others to know that there's something that could potentially burn them.
Never use a wet towel or wet pot holder to remove anything from the oven. A wet towel could cause a steam burn. When working with equipment that uses moist heat methods of cooking, remember that the steam can burn too. For this reason, a long steam protective mitt when removing items from a steamer or steaming oven is preferred. Make sure you keep your face and other body parts away from the hot steam as it is released from the pan or steaming equipment.
If there's moisture or grease on the floor, please remove it and put out a sign to warn others of the danger in the kitchen. Wet floors may cause falls or injuries. In the same vein, become mindful of items which may be placed on the floor that could become potential trip hazards. Often individuals in a kitchen may be carrying heavy or hot items, and potential fall could create a very serious problem for the individuals and others in the area.
While you should check out our knife cuts video for specific instructions, here are a couple of tips. When gripping a chef's knife, wrap your hand around the handle of the knife while pinching the top of the blade with your thumb and index finger where it meets the handle. Once your knife is in action, rather than laying your fingers of your opposite hand flat on the board to hold down and/or guide your ingredients, curl back your fingers into a claw formation so that your knuckles are the first thing the side of your knife hits. For most quick knife cuts, rather than repeatedly lifting the handle and digging through the food, you should keep the front tip of the knife softly planted into the cutting board at all times and rock the blade back and forth from front to back across the ingredients to ensure clean, even cuts. For slicing, lay your ingredient flat on the board and hold your knife perpendicular to your ingredient. Use your non-dominant hand to guide the ingredients to the knife, drawing the knife through the ingredient in even slices while following the previous rule of not lifting the front end of the blade off of the cutting board. For dicing, in the case your ingredient does not lie flat against the surface, slice it in half before dicing so that each half sits flat against the cutting board. Make thin slices in one direction before rotating the ingredient and slicing in the opposite direction, resulting in somewhat square-shaped pieces. For chopping, to perform a proper chop, move your knife through the ingredients roughly using a rocking motion starting from the tip of the knife. This is very similar to slicing and dicing, but it varies because it creates rougher cuts. For mincing, start by slicing through your ingredient in one direction before rotating your knife 90 degrees and slicing perpendicularly through the previous cut. Then, gather your diced ingredient into a pile and repeat this process again, slicing through the pile in each direction until you've achieved extremely fine pieces that will disappear into a dish. For julienning, begin by cutting your vegetable into 2-inch long segments to create a uniform length for your julienne crisp. Then, lay your slices flat on the cutting board and hold your knife parallel to the length of the vegetable and slice in 8-inch thin slices. Stack your slices and repeat this process again once more parallel to your first slices, resulting in matchstick-like 2-inch long pieces. For chiffonade, begin by stacking the leaves of your herb or leafy greens, like basil, in a uniform pile before rolling them into a cigar-like shape. Securing the rolled shape with one finger, slice through the cigar perpendicularly, resulting in thin, ribbon-like pieces. Sanitation is a must at Jewish family services. We take pride in having a clean and safe environment for our staff and clients. Hand washing must take place regularly and thoroughly. Take a look at our video on hand washing for specifics. Make sure to wear single-use gloves whenever you are handling ready-to-eat food. The only exceptions to this are when you are washing produce or ready-to-eat ingredients for a dish that will be cooked. In the kitchen, you will see several sanitizer buckets. Do not store red or green buckets on top of or above work surfaces where food is being handled, served, or stored. The green bucket is for holding detergent only. The red bucket is for sanitizing solution only. Never use the green or red buckets for any other purpose. Scrape surfaces to remove solid particles before washing them. Wash items using the red bucket. Change the water and detergent when the suds are gone or the water is dirty. Rinse the surface with clean, potable water. Make sure to remove all traces of food and detergent from the surface. Change the rinse water once it becomes dirty or full of soap suds. Sanitize the surface with the solution in the green bucket. Change the solution when the water temperature or sanitizer concentration falls below requirements. Never rinse surfaces after sanitizing them. This could contaminate the surface. Air dry and sanitize surfaces. Never use a towel to dry a surface. This could contaminate them. Always use the provided and designated ice scoop only. Never insert ice buckets or glasses into the ice machine. Any dirty towels used to wipe walls, floors, or for any other cleaning other than food service areas must be placed in the dirty linen bins immediately to ensure they are not used to sanitize equipment. Keep these in mind and we'll see you in the kitchen.